Christmas Evil came out in 1980 and it was directed by Louis Jackson. It starred Brandon Maggart as Harry Stadling / the Killer Santa. It is owned by Troma currently, although it isn't the typical gore fest you would expect from Troma, and it's sophisticated in its way, and it's a character study of a character called Harry Stadling, who was traumatized as a child from seeing his mother do sexual things with his father, who was dressed as Santa, and that led him to become a freak who was obsessed with Santa Claus and always dressed as Santa and decorated his house with Santa-related items, and he basically tries to be Santa. He watches all the kids in the neighborhood, and he keeps a good kid and bad kid book. Of course, the most famous one in the good kid book is Susan, and the most famous kid in the bad kid book is Moss Garcia. Now he dresses up as Santa Claus. His brother, I forgot to mention that his brother is married and he has 2 children. He's a bit of an angry guy, but he's pretty normal. And Harry Stadling dresses up as Santa and delivers presents to the good kids and delivers coal to Moss Garcia. In fact, one of the most memorable scenes in the film was when he was watching Moss Garcia, and he stuck his hands in mud and he put the prints on his house. It was really disturbing. Because I think there's a myth that Santa marks your house when you're bad or something. But you would expect this to be a typical Killer Santa film. Like, we've seen that a million times with Silent Night, Deadly Night, and everything. But it's much more different than that. The Killer Santa in this movie is actually sympathetic. He works at a toy factory where where they make cheapo toys for dollar stores and such, and everybody in there, especially his boss, is mean to him, and they hate Christmas in the style of Scrooge or the Grinch, and he only kills people who make fun of him or treat him badly, like the 2 guys who were making fun of him in front of the church when he was dressed as Santa. He killed them with an axe and a toy soldier, and he snuck into the house of his boss and killed him with a Christmas star that he slit his throat with. But still, he's a sympathetic character. And after that, the news breaks out, and there are people, and they're questioning other people dressed as Santa, including a little person who happens to be dressed as Santa, just every Santa in the whole entire city, and it gets really funny. And so, but so they realize that Harry Stadling, Santa, has brown fur, and everybody goes out chasing him with torches and pitchforks as a tribute to Frankenstein. And spoiler alert, by the end, he gets in his car, which is painted as a sleigh. I forgot to mention, that's really clever. And and everybody's chasing him, and he drives off a cliff, and we see him flying. Although we can assume that it's his imagination. But in conclusion, I really enjoyed it. It's a really great character study. I really liked the character of Harry Stadling, and it's quite underrated. It has a very low rating on IMDb, and I assume most of those people haven't seen the film, and they just assume it's a typical Killer Santa film, which it isn't. But it's a great movie. My rating, 9 stars out of 10.